You're watching the Lord Shank Stock Car Series. Welcome everyone to the famed Lord Shank Motor Speedway as we are here for the 2026 edition of the Lord Shank 500. Here is your field everyone. 36 starters. Our pole sitter is Jimbo Rockford. And he is here to see if he can claim his first victory here. Our defending winners from both of our previous years are not here. They did not qualify. Stormtrooperson, I believe, won last year's mini season, and Coffee Tart won the first ever Lord Shank 500. Both of those drivers failing to qualify. As you can see, get a good look at your segments. A lot of unusual drivers. Some drivers making first-time starts. Most of the field is modified. There's only very few stocks. Here is our first segment, getting ready for the track. On our front row, that is Jimbo Rockford. Next to him is Ego for the HFA Motor Club. Behind them is Union Motorsports' very own Blaze Thunderstruck. Next to him is John Andretti for the Catalina Wine Mixers. And in that back row there, that is the two stocks of Donald McSplodge and the 87 of Ragtag Jim for Totally Not a Cult, Cliff, Arizona chapter. I believe that's what their team is called. Let's see them on the track for the first lap. Here we go, everyone. We're finally back. There's not much to report on there other than the fact that Ego now has taken the lead. Let's see how they go for the second lap. John Andretti now moves up to second. Jimbo still has the lead for the third lap. Jimbo Rockford loses the lead. He throws a block on John Andretti, expecting him to go by, but he doesn't see Ego with help from Blaze just inch out in front of him. He gets to the line first. Like, oh my. Take a look at that. For the final lap, Ego will have the lead. Here we go. It's the final lap for segment 1. And Ego wins it. He goes on to the finals, the main event, as some might call it from the Sub-4 RA days. John Andretti loses third to Blaze. Jimbo will have to recover for second, and Donald and Ragtag Jim finished where they started. Both of them at the back row. Not doing too well, but John Andretti, that's a tough way to end it. As always, he's a bit of the dark horse for Catalina Wine Mixers. He's like the Fredo, whatever his name is from what's the name of the movie again? The Godfather. He's like him, you know. He's the weak link. But it's good news for Ego and the HFA Motor Club. Let's move on to segment 2. Now it is segment 2. On our front row, 2 HSL satellite teammates. That is Tyler Bloodfish and Jeff Bodine. Behind them, in another Ford Thunderbird, that is Lord Shank. It's him. It's me. Driving in his car from the HSL Nitro Series, where we did somewhat brilliant. Not the best season, but look at that. The car's back. We got a new car over there. We're going to do just as good next season. Shout out HSL Motorsports. Love that guy. Such a good guy. Such a good friend. Go Eagles. Woo! Next to him is Dave Marcus in the number 71. And behind them, that is John. That's all his name is. It's just John. And next to him, your all-time wins leader, that is Bear Mackay. Let's see how we go for the first lap. Although I've never been able to prove it, believe it or not, Dave Marcus's car is the fastest car. See how he goes. And I mean it, fastest car in the series. doesn't get the lead on that one. Bodine and Tyler still on the front row for the second lap. See if anyone else can get by them. Jeff Bodine still has the lead, but Bear Mackay is slowly moving up. Let's see if he can get the lead by the end of this lap. I think Tyler's got you there on that one, Marcus. And he did. On to the final lap. Jeff Bodine still has the lead. Let's see if he can hold him off. Oh, bit of a Stargate troubles. Alright, bear with me everyone. I'm trying to get replays to work. Jeff Bodine wins it, which is good. He'll move on to the finals. I'm trying to work out how the replay works on this new editing program, because let me tell you, it's like trying to open up Pandora's box. We're still waiting for the cars to go down, but we're doing it because I believe Tyler Bloodfish crashes out. He's our first DNF of the season. How fitting. So you get last place on this race, and yep, look at that. He goes right over. Dave Marcus will get second. Lord Shank will get last. John gets second last. He gets last of the cars that finish, and Bear Mackay finishes third, which is great. There is your finishing order. Congratulations to Jeff Bodine. He's going to go on to the finals. It's very much in form for him. If you know how he has been before, he's quite an on-form driver. And he's always up there, believe it or not. Dave Marcus trying to get back up there, trying to prove that he has the fastest car in the series. And I will stand by that. He does. You should have seen testing years ago when he was still a stock. He was incredibly fast. Now he's just as fast now. And Bear Mackay, unfortunately not where he would have wanted to finish, as well as John and Lord Shank. But anyways, on to the third segment. For segment 3, on our front row, that is Tony Clayman. Next to him, Wendell Scott. So far the most winningest driver on this track in particular. Behind them, that is Ward Burton and Ricardo Roberto. And in that back row, that is Bill Elliott and Mark Martin, our former series champion. Let's see if Mark can get all the way from last to first in this segment. Here we go for the first lap. Tony barely holding on to the lead into the second lap. Surprisingly very clean so far. Tony and Wendell still have the front row locked up. Mark Martin not doing too well. It's our final lap. Let's see if anyone can get by Tony Clayman for the lead and the finals. Well, that was very bizarre. We'll take a look at the replay. Tony going on to the finals made it far better than what I thought he would. Usually he would have crashed by now. But let's take a look at Wendell. This is like move of the year or block of the year. Uses the side of the track and blocks both Ward and Ricardo from getting by him. So Wendell is going to lock up second place, which will give him a chance at getting into the finals still, which is very good for him. The camera pans because I thought a car went flying off in the back. I thought it may have been someone else like Bill Elliott or Mark Martin when that happened. Mark, unfortunately, finishing way back there. I don't think he actually finished in last. I think that's a scoring error, now that I'm looking back on that. But either way, that doesn't affect him too much because he's still going to have a very tough chance getting into the finals. For our former champion, Ward Burton did pretty decent, but unfortunately that block from Wendell kind of sealed the deal for him and finishing in the back half of the segment. So we'll move on to segment number 4. some post-editing notes there. I just realized that was a massive scoring error for Mark Martin. Dude was like 14 miles behind Bill Elliott, and I still scored him as in front of Bill. Oh my. First scoring error of the year, gang. I knew that was going to happen at some point, but I didn't think the blunder would be that obvious. Oh my. That's worse. This is worse than Carl Long getting last in points. I apologize to Mark Martin. Either way, not Mark Martin, James Clayman. I apologize to him, but either way, his driver still benefits because both of them are his drivers. So it's not going to affect too much of the points. He's not going for the championship. It's just going to affect where he's standing in the race. So we'll see what happens. If he somehow Mark Martin somehow pulls the championship out of his butthole, I'll give him a point discrepancy. I'll put like a penalty of about how many positions he would have actually gotten based on what Bill Elliott finishes. Sorry about that. We'll figure it out as we go on. Anyways, enough rambling. On to segment 4. For our front row, that is Tom Tucker for Sigma Racing. And next to him is J.D. McDuffie. In that second row, that is Lucky Jackson and Gaza. A lot of good names here in this one. In that back row, that is Giles Hammy and Karate Joe. Let's see how we go for the first lap. And it's another bad luck story for HSL Motorsports. JD McDuffie crashes out on the first lap of the segment. Yes, whenever they start, there we go. He goes down. JD trying his best, but Tom Tucker is a heavy car, I'll tell you that. And absolutely gets passed by absolutely everyone. The hounds go around him. Tom Tucker then going back to the scene of the crime to point and laugh at JD McDuffie. HSL won't be too happy about that. You see the wheels still going around on this car. Damn. But look at that. I meant to show this with Tyler Bloodfish, but we got our patented Lord Shank tow truck picking up JD McDuffie. Take a look at that car. It's a beautiful car. Beautiful design, that car. And he's taking him away to the wreckers, where he will stay in the infield and cry about it, probably. Anyways, on to the second lap. And Lucky Jackson will now move up to second next to Tom Tucker. Into our third lap, Tom Tucker still has the lead. Let's see if anyone can pass him. Into our final lap, Lucky Jackson has one more chance to pass Tom Tucker. Let's see if he can do it. And he is not able to. Tom Tucker will win. Joe. Yes, mate. Karate Joe gets second. Congratulations to Puffs Racing. Karate Joe's going to get second. So I hear myself say that twice in the recording. And behind them, Giles Hemi and Gaza finish in fourth and fifth. Unfortunately, they bottleneck with Lucky Jackson, and that just lets Karate Joe get away with second. Good for him, though. It's good for him, though, but bad news for the Cut Rocker boys and Popeway Racing. Fortunately, those teams not having the best of luck out here today, but they got more chances to get into the finals. So we'll see what happens when we move on to our fifth segment, I believe. Alright, our next segment consists of a few new names and a few old names. We got Gator McCluskey, absolute veteran and crash magnet of a driver. Next to him is James Clayman. Behind them, that is Gale Force. She's new, she's wild, and she wants to wreck you. Next to them is Carl Recco driving the old, very old Tyler Bloodfish machine. And in the back row, it's the old Tar Blooders team. But it isn't Tar Blooders, it's Cleveland City Diecast Racing. That is Demarius and Julius Sr. Let's see how they go for the first lap. Into the second lap, it's still James and Gator on the front row, but Julius Sr. has moved up next to Gale Force. Let's see if he can make any more moves. James Clayman, no! James Clayman wrecks out. It's an all too familiar sight for 100 proof racing. Gale Force will go on for second. And look at that, Gator trying to go back to the scene of the crime, but Carl Recco basically puts his hand out the window and says, "No, this isn't you." But we know it's Gator. We know this is what Gator does. Oh my. James Clayman won't be too happy about that at all. There's his car on the tow truck getting towed away. He is another really bad fast car, just never has that luck to be able to, he just doesn't have that luck to get out the front there and win. He's come so close before, but he can just never get there. See how the rest of the field goes on to the next lap. Into the third lap, Gale now has a chance to pass Gator. Let's see if she can do it. Well, Gale certainly is trying, but she really needs to seize this opportunity because we're in the final lap. And Carl Recco seizes the opportunity, absolutely seizes it, and steals it from Gale. I'm beside myself. Pulls out in front of her and just turns in front of her, blocking her the entire way, ensuring that he finishes in second. Oh, Carl, that's a bit of a dirty move, man. That's a bit dirty. Oh. Other than that, Julius Sr. will finish over Demarius. Them two had a bit of a scuffle in the back as well. Gator will move on to the finals, as with the rest of the field that's already in the finals, because everyone who starts in the front row kind of guarantees themselves into the finals race. We need better tracks, that's what I'll say. And now it's time for our sixth and final segment. On our front row, that is Tristan Racewelski. Next to him is Richard Petty. Behind them, that is Cody Myers of Myers Brothers Racing. Next to him is Sticking Carpile in his first race for the best racing team, in brackets, Mexican Hot Sauce. And behind them is Marky Mart and Harry Hoon, who got the last spot for qualifying. Harry Hoon is an absolute animal of a driver. You know, they had to like dangle some cash and some food in him for him to be able to drive that car. Because, he's an animal. He doesn't think like anyone else. He thinks like a race car driver. Some say Harry Hoon has a photo of his wallet in his wallet, and that his eyes blink sideways. All we know is he drives for Cut Rock Creek Racing. And it is also a odd thing I need to say, but I will say it. Cody Myers has informed us that Myers Brothers Racing is closing down midway through the season, or the end of the season, depending on how they go. I've been told to put that in there somewhere, so I'm going to put it in here now. Which means Ezekiel and Cody will no longer be racing for us at some point during the season. Now, what they have said, and I did offer them this as well, but what they have said is if anyone would like their team, they can take it. They aren't a package deal as well. Just because you want one doesn't mean you have to get the other. But you can just do whatever you want with them, I guess. And yeah, what they have said after that is just you know, they could just drive for you. You could build your own car for them, or you can keep them in the stocks that they currently are in. But somebody tells me that those stocks aren't going to be around much longer because they might want them back. Anyways, on to the first lap. It's still Tristan and Richard on the front row. Let's see how they go for the second lap. Cody Myers making one hell of a pass. Although his team is up for sale, Harry Hoon gives him one hell of a push, and he gets around Tristan. No one able to stop Cody there. Like, man, let me tell you, he's managed to have some good runs in his career, and it will be Tristan Racewelsky starting next to him. Cody still has the lead, surprisingly, for the final lap. Let's see if Tristan can get around him. And nobody could stop Cody Myers for Myers Brothers Racing going on to the finals. Congratulations to Cody. That is a big, big upset for him. One of the very few stocks that qualify for this race in a segment full of mods. Sticking Carpile will get third behind Tristan Racewell. So the Harry Hoon will move up to fourth. Marky Mart, not a factor for the entire race, will be in last place in sixth. He'll be coming up next in the sixth segment. And Richard Purdy fall into fifth. Very, very upsetting for him. But Cody, although his team is for sale, like we said, I have anyone, if you please want to invest in him, I swear, you can invest in Cody. Like, I don't know about Ezekiel, his brother, but Cody is one hell of a proven driver for that car that he's in. He can do so much well with what he can do, if you understand what I mean. So here we go. It's time for the sixth segment. Alright, time for our sixth race. It's Bill Elliott, Ragtag Jim, and Marky Mark. You know the rules. It's whoever wins moves on. Well, Bill Elliott does well. Ragtag Jim falls back. Here we go. Second and final lap for this one. Alright, now for the fifth race. It is Donald McSplodge and Lord Shank on the front row. Mark Martin in second there. Let's see. Gaza, oh my. That's one hell of a crash. Cameraman's getting up. Everyone's still in it. That's a good thing. And the second lap, Mark Martin's in the lead. He's not playing around. But Lord Shank will get it. Let's go! And time for the fourth race. We have John Andretti and John on the front row there. You see Lord Shank's moved on, so it's Harry Hoon in there. John Andretti will get the lead. Second place is Warburton. See Julius Sr. now moved up. Now John's back in fourth. If he gets anything. And John Andretti is going to win it, although we don't do overtime. Now on to our thirds. On our front row, that is Blaze Thunderstruck and Bear Mackay, Ricardo Roberto, Lucky Jackson, Gale Force, Sticking Carpile, and John Andretti. Slowed it down so we can get those ones all out. Blaze going on for one hell of a lap, but we have a crash. There is a crash. That's Bear Mackay. So we take a look at that one. Bear Mackay in a humongous crash there. He gets flipped up onto his side by, I think, Gale Force and John Andretti. They're not playing around. Both of them. And he slides out. Having Lucky Jackson, Sticking Carpile, push him along. Bear Mackay won't be too happy about that at all. That sucks for him. That really, truly does suck for Bear Mackay. And for the final lap of the thirds race, it's Blaze and Ricardo on the front row. And Blaze will take it. He'll move on to the seconds. Alright, now on to the seconds race. Winner of this one will move on to the finals. As you see the camera shaking around. On our front row, that is Tristan Racewelsky and Carl Recco. Behind them, it's Karate Joe, and the 34 of Wendell Scott. Behind them, that is Dave Marcus and Jimbo Rockford. And in that back row, it's Blaze Thunderstruck. Yeah, they go. Oh, and there's a humongous crash again. Wendell and Carl Recco. Neither driver make it. I mean, it's to be expected for Carl Recco knowing the car that he's in. But Wendell Scott, I thought he'd have a chance. Tristan cruising on to take the lead for the second lap. He's gonna just sit there and aura farm for a little bit. This crash was so bad, the tow truck didn't even come out for neither of these guys. Because my camera was probably running flat about this time. But look at that. That just sucks for both of them. They were doing so well all race. Karate Joe will be happy because he'll be on the front row for this final lap here. He'll have a chance to get into the finals in his first ever race, which is very good for him. But he's got a very hungry Dave Marcus, Jimbo, and Blaze behind him. So let's see how we go for the final lap of the seconds race. Let's see if Karate Joe can pass Tristan Racewelski for the final lap. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't. Here we go. It's time for the final segment. On our front row, that is Ego for the HFA Motor Club, Tom Tucker for Sigma Racing, Gator McCluskey for Po Boy Racing, Jeff Bodine for Bodine Brothers Racing. There's Tony Clayman and Cody Myers, who's on a generational run, and Tristan Racewelski. I apologize for the shaky camera, but let's see how we go for the first lap of the final. Gator now moves up to second next to Ego. Let's see if Ego can hold him off. And Tony Clayman wrecks it. We'll take a look at the replay. Tony trying to hold on. He gets flipped up on his lid. I think Jeff Bodine did that one to him. And Cody comes flying in backwards. He spins out before the corner. But Tony Clayman, the story ends for him. He gets so far every time, just like his father. And they just never make it to the finish. It really hurts to see. He's upside down. He's turtle shelled himself. That sucks for him, but he's in the top 10, which is good. So that's a good points day for him, but not something he wanted to see. He probably would have preferred to have won the race, like many of the other drivers here. But making it to the finals is still a good thing. And there's the tow truck that's towing his car. It's beaten, battered, and bruised. You can see all the paint scrapes on it after many years of driving it's gone through. Pretty sure there's a big crack in the body. That car's on its last legs, maybe. It's still fast. But Ego and Tom Tucker have the front row for the third lap. Into the final lap of the race. Ego still has the lead. He could do a sweep of this thing. Let's see how he goes. And Ego for the HFA Motor Club wins it. First win for Ego. Congratulations to the HFA Motor Club. Congratulations to all the other drivers in this segment. Cody Myers especially. Our stock. This is a really framey, slow one. We want to show you the best action we can of this run. You can see in between all the frames, the blur, everything. Look at the run. Tom Tucker not giving him an inch. He's trying to do his best. Victor probably sitting on the edge of his seat watching that. But Ego just gets up him in that corner. Tries to go by. You see Gator trying everything he can to get near him. But it's no luck for him. Ego's speeding through. And Tom trying to get him, but all he does is he gets to his quarter panel. Nothing he can do. Ego for the HFA Motor Club wins it. That was a car built by Mark. So congratulations, Cut Rock Creek, as well. That's one of your built cars. And look at that. We got Ego in first, Tom Tucker in second, Gator McCluskey a surprise third. Fourth place, Tristan Racewelski. He's finally back on form. Fifth place is Jeff Bodine. and in 6th, it means he'll be in 6th in points at the first race of the season, is Cody Myers, the man himself. His team's on sale. You can take him. You can have your own team there and have him drive for you. He just needs a car, and he can show you what he can do. You don't have to take Ezekiel. Like I said, package deal. Ezekiel can go whatever he wants to do. But if that team shuts down without anyone buying, he will just go off to be nothing else and stay there and be random driver. But here is your field today. Tyler Bloodfish, unfortunately, will be in last place next to his satellite teammate, JD McDuffie. I believe they're satellite teammates. The HSL cars didn't fare too well in this race, but some others did alright. Julius Sr. having a good appearance for his first Lord Shank 500. And Harry Hoon also having a decent appearance, but would have liked to do it done better. Jimbo Rockford unable to defend anything. I don't know why I said defend, because he didn't win here last year, or didn't win here at all. We had both of our former winners didn't make this race, which sucks to suck. Our next race will be Rockingham. I'm getting that one filmed. Would be on the weekend now from when this is recorded. I'm recording this on a Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I will show you the points. Here is your points, everyone. Ego is our current points leader with Tom Tucker in second. You take a look down, you find where your best drivers are, your favorite ones. You know, you get the point. Karate Joe, is second in the Rookie of the Year standings against Tom Tucker. That's good for him. Tyler Bloodfish in his usual form. If you remember from last year, he DNF'd in his first race of the season and was last in points. He's last in points currently. I actually did a whole rambling on earlier, and then my recording of this decided to crash. So I had a lot to say, but I'm not going to say it because I'm out of breath, because I was rambling on for probably a good 5 minutes. But thank you so much. We'll get this video out, and I'll film over the weekend, because we won't make the same mistakes we made last time. I don't want to do that. Hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. I will do my rambling like I missed out on some other time. You'll see it in another video maybe, or I might ramble about it in the comments if someone asked about it. If you notice any scoring errors in the points, please tell me. It's better I can figure it out now rather than waiting towards the end of the season like what happened with Carl Long last year or the year before. Tell me now. Don't tell me about Mark Martin. I already know about Mark Martin and his scoring error. I'll deduct him points for what Bill Elliott would have earned compared to him at the end of the season. So by his total points then, I'll just deduct him at the very end. So, you know, he might not even lose any positions, because you never know what it's going to be like at the end of the season. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video, everyone. Goodbye. Bye-bye.